Your children are not your children. They are the sons and the daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but they are not from you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. You can strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you. Strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you.
Project Morry is a year-round youth development organization that has the opportunity to work with kids 12 months a year. The program is organized in two different ways. One is our school year program that operates out of a facility in Westchester. And the second part is our summer camp, which is in Glen Spey, New York, in Sullivan County. The kids who make up Project Morry come from 6 different communities. We deal with communities that are typically described as being underserved, meaning they just don't have the resources that perhaps a typical community would have. The kids who come here are kids who've been identified by a social worker, a teacher, by a principal, somebody who sees them as a kid given an opportunity, given a platform, that they're going to fly, they're going to shine. And that's the kid that shows up at Project Morry.
Sometimes I feel like I could do anything, and sometimes I'm so happy.
The play is over, I'm down.
The kids who are chosen to become a part of Project Morry actually have their first experience with us here at Morry's Camp.
Look at the chipmunks!
I live in the city, so it's like you see buildings, you don't see this many trees, you don't see all these spiders coming around, so it was a very different environment for me. I was very out of my comfort zone at first.
It was really different. It's just really different. I never slept in a tent before. That was great.
My favorite thing about Morris Camp is everything.
It's fun here.
Whenever I think about Morry's Camp, I think about opportunity. A lot of these kids haven't had the opportunity to do these things that they get here in their communities. So swimming is one of the best areas where we see growth. They don't have the opportunity to swim at home.
In nature, we made this bird feeder. We made it out of flour and water to make the glue, and the toilet paper roll to put the seeds on place.
This is my first time making a bird feeder, and it's really cool.
I never done this before. It's awesome. I would like to do this at my house too.
Although Project Morry isn't an academically based program in terms of how a kid gets in here, it is a program that values education. Probably more importantly, it's a program that values learning.
Can I bring your left foot in?
We teach the kids principles, we teach them self-esteem, personal responsibility, positive core values, we teach them social skills.
Make sure you guys say please and thank yous, y'all. Please and thank yous.
And they really take that and they run with it.
We have different things that they teach us here to make sure that we don't fall into the wrong sorts of friends, sorts of bad influences.
And I meet with them and their families once a month. We make sure they're on track with everything. We make sure that they're working towards their goal.
They are very helpful in schoolwork, and they're always there for me. They're like my network of support.
I know.
It's just people help you out, help you towards your goal. They ask you to do something a little bit better without shooting down your idea.
You can count on me like 1, 2, 3. I'll be there to guide you.
Project Morry was very influential on my life. I believe it gave me a lot of the tools that I needed in order to get through school and stay focused.
In the communities that our kids are coming from, the underserved communities, typically 50, 60, maybe 70% of those kids are graduating from high school. In our program, 100% of the kids are graduating from high school. I also think that 80 to 85% of our kids going to college is remarkable.
When I finished high school, I decided to go to St. John's University to study accounting. I graduated this past May, and I'm actually going back to school to get a master's in taxation. So my dream job right now is becoming a certified public accountant.
When we first started Morry's camp, this was about Morry's dream. It was Morry's story was really the whole story. Morry Stein, along with his wife Amy, was the owner and director of Camp Echo Lake. Morry was also a pioneer for the camping industry nationwide. Morry was a guy that believed in people. I mean, that's what he was. He was that larger-than-life guy that believed in people.
No matter what happens in the outside world, no matter how society has shifted a lot of its emphasis, no matter how over-programmed and over-plugged in children are, when they come to camp, they just are able to throw that aside and really get involved in everything that is offered here. And I think that's terribly renewing and terribly exciting and gives us a lot of confidence in the future, because the future, after all, is in our kids and our young people.
He got camp. I mean, he was a guy that understood that the magic of camp was the fact that you could get young people, including young adults, together and work toward a common goal. He just didn't understand why it was only for the kids who could afford it. So Morry's dream was, let's give this opportunity to all kids. He was working really, really hard at that. He was a member of the American Camp Foundation that was raising money to make it happen. And was actually on a trip back from that he was gone. And I think when that happened, there was a sense of we had to do something that was so alive and so vital that the idea of his dream becoming a reality was the only thing that we could do.
Growing up, I live in the projects, and I, can never pay for the most expensive camps, and I've always wanted to kind of try camp, and here I was able to come here for free and was given opportunities I probably would never have tried on my own, and they've opened doors for me and showed me that college is an option and school is always important and that I can fulfill my dreams one day.
I think camp, when I came to camp, it taught me people skills. It taught me how to love and how to be a good friend, how to be a good mentor, how to be a good big brother. Everything that they did for me is part of me becoming a man now. And I just wanted to do that for another kid.
Coming in here, I don't know what I was really expecting. I just came here for fun, but coming out of it, I gained a lot. I visited colleges and I advocated in Washington, and I, went on a road trip with people that I love. And now I'm interning at a district attorney's office because now I know I want to be a prosecutor one day.
What I want to be when I grow up is either a graphic designer or video games storyboard director.
I want to be a counselor at Morry's camp.
If you love somebody, better tell them what they hear, 'cause they just may run away from you.
Project Morry is an organization that invests in a kid, not just for 1 year, but for 9 years. I see it as a family. I see it as a partnership between parents and the community.
It's like a second home here, because you have nice people that care about you.
Everyone's loving here. Like, everyone loves you. It's like you get a hug from everywhere you go. You get a hug. Everyone's screaming your name. It's just love.
It's really an organization that's anchored by a lot of people that just want kids to have their best shot. And that's what we do here. That's what Project Morry is.